At the start of COVID, they called us essential, but we became invisible again. The role has expanded, but our recognition hasn't. With every new task, I feel more invisible. Do they see the tech crying in the break room? The system isn't designed to celebrate techs. It's designed to use us quietly. You are not being dramatic. You are being present. Use your voice, even in small ways. Find your people. If you are in a leadership role, this is what makes the difference. Have you, as a manager, ever shadowed a tech for an entire shift? Techs don't want to be heroes. We want to be respected, heard, paid fairly, treated like professionals, not afterthoughts. Welcome back to Pharmacy Tech Unfiltered, the podcast where we get real about life behind a counter. I'm your host, Elena, a former pharmacy tech who's been there and knows exactly how it feels to be stretched too thin and still overlooked. If you're a pharmacy tech thinking about becoming one, or just curious about what really goes on in the world of pharmacy, you are in the right place. Here, we share the raw, unfiltered truth, the stories no one else is telling. In today's episode, we are talking about something that hits deep for many of us. What it feels like to be invisible in this field. I'll be reading a letter from a tech who opens up about the burnout, the weight of added responsibilities since the pandemic, and the emotional toll of being seen as just a tech. Trust me, if you've ever felt unappreciated or invisible, this one is for you. I've been a pharmacy tech for years. I know the job, but I feel invisible. At the start of COVID, they called us essential. There were signs in the windows, social media posts with clapping emojis, corporate emails thanking us for being heroes. For a minute, it felt like maybe the world finally saw us. But the clapping stopped, the signs faded, and we became invisible again. Except now we are doing even more. One day I'm filling prescriptions. The next, I'm giving vaccines. Then I'm running curbside, fixing insurance issues, juggling 5 phone lines and staying late because someone else didn't show up. Hey, can you prep the shots and run the register? Can you train the new hire while handling the drive-thru and explaining why the insurance didn't cover to a patient who's already yelling? And every time I say yes, because that's what we do. But with every new task, with every new responsibility, I feel more invisible. The role has expanded, but our recognition hasn't. We are being asked to step up in every direction, without raises, without title changes, without backup. It's like the world forgot who keeps the engine running. I watched techs train new pharmacists, teach new systems, handle entire workflows alone when the pharmacist was pulled away, and still be called just a tech. Sometimes I wonder, do they even see us? Do they see the tech who stayed late after a 12-hour shift to make sure a child got their seizure meds? Do they see the tech who walked a prescription out to a car in the freezing rain because the patient couldn't walk? Do they see the tech crying in the break room, then wiping their face and walking back out like nothing happened? Phones are ringing, scripts are backed up, people are angry. Why isn't this ready? What do you mean it needs a prior authorization? Nope, I won't wait in line again. And I'm there, counting, typing, explaining, smiling, while inside, I'm unraveling. I don't need a parade, but I do need to be seen. Let that sink in for a second. What you just heard wasn't just a list of complaints, it was a reflection of what so many techs are carrying every single day: the emotional exhaustion, the weight of being essential but invisible, the pressure to do more with less time, less help, less recognition. This latter is raw, it's real, and for a lot of techs listening right now, it's familiar. This is why Pharmacy Tech Unfiltered exists, because we need a place to be honest, to be heard, to finally say, this is what it's like. This is what we go through. If you are needing a little extra support on the hard days, I created something special for you: a free set of printable affirmation cards just for techs. To keep it in your locker, your car, your bag, whatever helps you stay grounded when the day gets heavy. You can grab them through the link in the description. And while you're there, you can also find 2 more resources: how to deal with burnout and how to handle angry customers without losing your cool. Both made with the realities of modern tech life in mind. So, you left the shift and wonder if anyone even noticed all the things you held together: the insurance calls you handled, the patient you calmed, the 300 prescriptions you filled, and somehow it's like no one saw it. You clock out and you feel invisible. If that's you, just know you are not crazy. You are not alone. The system isn't designed to celebrate techs. It's designed to use us quietly. That's why so many of us walk around feeling small, burnt out, and unrecognized, especially post-COVID, when techs have taken on more roles than ever: vaccine coordination, training, MedSync, and still feel unseen. But listen, here's what I want you to try. Not because it'll fix everything overnight, but because you deserve to feel seen. First, start documenting what you do, even if it's just a quick note in your phone. Today, I trained someone new, caught an allergy, and calmed a patient's fear. That's impact. That's real work. And when no one else says it, you say it to yourself. Why it works? Nobody's tracking the full scope of your role but you. From tech check tech to catching drug interactions, you are doing high-level work that can easily go unnoticed. Documenting it gives you proof, something tangible to show at review time, when updating your resume, or just to remind yourself that what you do matters. Next, use your voice, even in small ways. Speak up in a huddle, share an idea, say, "Hey, I noticed." You are not being dramatic, you are being present. Claim your space. Why it works? Techs are often taught to just do a job, but today's pharmacy is chaotic. Saying one thing a day, like a workflow suggestion or pointing out a missed step, builds your confidence and shows leadership. That's how people start to see you as more than just a tech. Third, build your personal brand. Even if it's just a LinkedIn post, a journal entry, a side project, start showing yourself to yourself. That's how visibility begins. Why it works? Techs are leaving retail and moving into new spaces: quality assurance, PBM, remote roles. Having a personal brand, even something simple like a professional Instagram bio or a reflective post, helps you get noticed by people outside your circle. Visibility opens doors. Here's another one: find your people. Whether it's a group chat, Reddit thread, Facebook, or even just tuning into this podcast, get around folks who get it. Why it works? Modern techs are more isolated than ever. Split shifts, short-staffed teams, high stress. A sense of community isn't just nice, it's emotional survival. When someone else looks at you and says, "Me too," it makes the weight a little lighter. And finally, validate yourself first. You don't need applause to be valuable. You need to believe it when you say, "I mattered today. I helped someone. This place ran smoother because I was here." Why it works? In most pharmacies, recognition is rare. If you wait for external validation, you'll burn out fast. But when you learn to say, I'm proud of what I did today, you stay grounded. You remember, you are not the problem. How to talk about feeling invisible without sounding like you are complaining. A lot of us were taught just to keep our heads down and work hard. And my favorite, be happy we have a job. But silence doesn't lead to change. Start with your immediate supervisor, usually the pharmacist in charge or store manager. They may not realize the full scope of what you are juggling. Here are some ways to reframe the conversation. Use I statements. I've noticed I'm being asked to take on more without additional support, and I'm concerned about safety and burnout. Why it works? Using I statements keep the focus on your lived experiences, not finger pointing. It softens the tone, reduces defensiveness, and makes it harder for others to dismiss your concerns as just complaining. It's professional, but personal. Tied to the patient care. Say something like, when we are spread too thin, it becomes harder to ensure the quality patients deserve. Why it works? Framing your concerns around patient safety instantly shifts the narrative. You are not just advocating for yourself, you are advocating for the standard of care. That makes leadership more likely to listen because it aligns with their goals too. Ask questions that invite reflection. For example, have you ever shadowed a tech for an entire shift? Why it works? This kind of question invites conversation instead of confrontation. It challenges assumptions without putting someone on the defensive and can spark real empathy and awareness. People don't know what they don't see until you gently show them. Come with suggestions. Can we rotate tasks more evenly? Or could we consider a daily debrief so the team can flag issues early? Bringing solutions shows initiative. It reframes you from being a complainer to being a problem solver. It also makes it easier for leadership to say yes, because you've already done part of the thinking for them. For management, how can you make techs feel seen? If you are in a leadership role and you are listening, here is what your team needs from you. Not just in theory, in reality. This is what makes the difference. Start by observing. Have you, as a manager, ever shadowed a tech for an entire shift? The answer to this question might change everything. Why it's needed? Because you can't fix what you don't fully understand. Shadowing a tech gives you a real-time look at the multitasking, the pressure, the split-second decisions. It builds respect, and that creates better leadership. Check in without an agenda. Ask your techs how they are doing without tying it to performance or productivity. Why it's needed. Techs are used to only being noticed when something's wrong. A genuine check-in builds trust. It tells them they matter as people, not just as labor. Acknowledge the hard days. Even a simple, hey, I saw how you handled that earlier, thank you, can go a long way. Why it's needed? Because so much of tech's work goes unseen. Recognition doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be real. A small comment can refill someone's cup after a draining day. Advocate up the chain. If you're a pharmacist in charge or manager, use your voice to fight for raises, better systems, and more help. Why it's needed? Techs don't always have access to decision makers, but you do. Your advocacy can lead to real change, and it signals to your team that you see them and you are in this with them. Include techs in decisions. If workflows are shifting or new tasks are being added, include your techs in the conversation. Why it's needed? Because they are the ones who have to implement it. Techs know where systems break down and where they can be better. When they are part of the process, outcomes improve and morale goes up. If you are leading pharmacy techs, you have influence. Use it to build something better for them, for patients, and for the profession. Because when techs feel supported, everything runs stronger. Techs don't want to be heroes. We want to be respected. heard, paid fairly, treated like professionals, not afterthoughts. If you're a tech who's been feeling invisible, I see you. If you're a leader who wants to do better, thank you. Start today. Pharmacy techs aren't invisible. We are just under-celebrated. But we see each other here. And the more we speak up, the harder we are to ignore. So keep showing up, but also keep showing yourself, because these aren't fluffy tips. They are tools for surviving and eventually thriving in today's pharmacy world. And the best part? They don't require the system to change. They start with you. If this episode spoke to you, if you've ever felt invisible behind a counter, you are not alone. And I want to hear from you. Submit your story anonymously. No names, no emails, just the truth. Your voice matters, and this space is here to share it. Links in this episode's description, as well as a free set of printable affirmation cards and 2 free guides on how to deal with burnout and angry customers, all made with the realities of modern tech life in mind. Because you deserve tools, you deserve support, you deserve to feel visible. And if this helps you in any way, DM me. I read every message, and I love hearing from you. Let's keep this conversation going, and let's make sure techs are finally seen. If this episode hit home with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a fellow tech who needs to hear it. Whether it's your coworker, your bestie from school, or that one tech in your group chat who's always on the edge, pass it on. We rise by lifting each other. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss a new episode of Pharmacy Tech Unfiltered. So until next time, take care of yourself and each other. We'll talk soon.